Jeanette and Roy Henderson have built a career out of helping people with public speaking and public situations. They consult with the Republican National Convention people, and you've been doing that how long?
Since 1992.
Since
we've been there
1992.
every
Some
year.
have won, some have not, but if they'd have listened, they would have won.
That's right, absolutely right.
Okay, so there we go.
Every time. The best presentation always wins.
There's no such thing as public speaking is the name of the book. Jeanette and Roy Henderson, and Jeanette is with us. Roy is here as well, but he said, heck, these short segments, he would need at least 20 minutes.
Yes, he would.
You know, 20 minutes or no Roy. But anyway,
he's got too many great stories. They just go on. So.
Glad to have him in the studio. Things I read indicate that public speaking is one of people's biggest fears.
It is, actually. On the fear of lists, it comes above death and marriage.
Whoa.
It's like the #1 public fear is public speaking right
so
now.
if you're asked to do that.
Oh,
I've done interviews with people who said, I haven't slept for days. You know, and it's like, well,
and you have to wonder why.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not going to ask anything terribly personal.
Natural.
Yeah.
Is it a fear that's, you know, they're born with, or did something happen in high school that traumatized them forever?
I found that to be true in a lot of cases. Something happened when they were very young and they just never wanted to do it again. The real reason as an adult that we kind of are afraid of doing it is because we don't really know what we're doing. We sort of understand that there's something else we ought to be doing in a situation like that, and we don't know what it is. It's kind of like being given a final exam on something when you've never taken the course. Okay. And that's kind of what's frightening about it, because we do understand we have to do something differently, we just don't know what. And the premise of our book is forget that it's a public speech. If you're talking one-on-one, that's the strongest form of communication. It's the most effective, it's the most persuasive. Now, when does it become public speaking? If there's 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, 10 of us, 100 of us, 1,000 of us, if you forget that there's just a lot of people listening and think, I've got to talk to one person, that makes a huge difference in, well, 1, the way that you deliver it, and 2, the way that the audience accepts it as well.
So that's the thing. There's no such thing as public speaking.
That's right. No such thing. There's only speaking, which is something we do naturally as human beings. The problem is that when you get into a group, certain things that we do in a one-on-one situation fall by the wayside. For example, like eye contact. Now, you know that if I wasn't looking you in the eye, you wouldn't trust me as far as you could throw me, right? If I was kind of flitting all over the place. And yet, if a lot of people, the first time they get in front of a group, the first thing they do is start scattering their message all around the room. They talk to the room instead of talking to an individual person in it. And the result is they have that sort of Richard Nixon shifty-eyed look all the time, and people don't accept that as easily as if you have that. It's not as strong as that one-on-one conversation.